something they did change. Gunsmith.
Right.
Gunsmith. I'll let you take it away, man.
Okay. So...
Go for it.
So, Gunsmith... Gunsmith has always been and is still pretty much the same. You pretty much upgrade your weapons with any attachments you want. It did change throughout the years. From Modern Warfare 2019 and Black Ops Cold War, you were only allowed up to 5 attachments per weapon. But then as Vanguard came out, you were able to do 10 attachments per weapon, which made the guns really overpowered, and it didn't feel right to have 10 attachments for one weapon. So they resorted to go back to 5 attachments for Modern Warfare 2. With one big change was to add on a receiver customization. So what they did for this was that they added the receivers for the guns. So, and the guns are built off a family tree, so to speak. So you have the M4 along with 5 other guns. There was, from what I recall, because that was the only family tree on the beta, it was built off the M16, the ICS Icarus, which is an LMG actually, a light machine gun, an F-Tac Recon, which is a marksman rifle, and then an FSS Hurricane, which is an assault rifle. Basically, because you're starting out with the base of the M4. If you say, let's take the M16. If you unlock the M16 receiver, you can use that receiver for the M4, and not only that, you will unlock the M16. And any attachments that you've unlocked for the M4, you can use for the M16. Which it takes away a bunch of grind time, and it's not like, oh, you have to reach a certain level to unlock a weapon. Just grind your current weapon to unlock the next gun, so you can use the same attachments from your old gun to the new gun. It's personally, it is a good change. It does take a lot of grind time away, but it feels a little weird because at first, this is me personally. I'm not sure how others felt. I honestly thought that if you switch to receivers, it would the standards of the old gun would still would either carry on to the receiver, or they would stay the same for the old gun. Like at first, I thought, because the M4 is a full auto rifle, and then the M16 is actually a 3-round burst. At first, I thought if you would take the M16 receiver to the M4, I thought it would just be a full auto M16. But that's not the case. It's still a 3-round burst. So and when I did that receiver change, I was like, oh, okay, well, this seems kind of pointless if it's just gonna stay the same throughout the game.
So this is something that they could have explained better.
Yeah.
Okay. Since it's a beta, do you think that they're going to listen to something like this? Yeah, hey, Activision, and they maybe we should explain it better, or do you think they're going to keep it how it is?
I mean, this is something that they are going to change, because it's not just the assault rifles that are going to get this.
I guess what I'm saying is because that seems great.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is because you're a Call of Duty, you're huge with Call of Duty. You love Call of Duty. That's your jam, So if it kind of got you confused the first time around,
mm-hmm.
perhaps they should explain it better, right?
I would say yes. I mean, it was just the one small detail that threw me off.
Okay.
Because in all honesty, I love to have a full auto M16. This is me personally. I don't like the M16 as a 3-round burst. I do prefer to have it as a full auto gun. But
do you think this is more of like a, if you know your guns,
yeah,
then you would know that this one work with this or whatever?
I would say that's it. Yes.
Okay. It is America. Just kidding. We love our guns, so I could see why they thought, why they were like, yeah, okay, yeah,
yeah,
but yeah, no, I think bottom line is like they could at least give you the option to, when you go through it, click on something to point out like this is this,
yeah,
this will do this, like what you want. You want this, but it turns out it did this, you know, kind of thing. I think it's just a little like, I think it's great. I think it's a great addition. I think though, I could see myself getting a little confused. I don't know if confused is the right word, but yeah, but yeah, it's a little bit of the right word.
Yeah.
So, do you think that they would add a little explanation? Do you think they're getting enough feedback from the beta to actually know that, maybe we should explain a little bit more? Do you think that they'll do that, or do you think they're going to keep it like?
No, I'm pretty sure they will.
Okay.
Especially since they have to do it with the other weapons too, with the SMGs, the snipers, and all of that. Because you can't just have one family tree that has that big change for the whole gunsmith. You have to expand it for the other weapons too.
Yeah. But as I said, I like this change. This is a good change. You don't have to like get a piece for every single gun. It's some pieces will work with more its own family tree, as you said. Mm-hmm. I like that family tree. So I think this is even if they don't explain stuff better.
Yeah.
This is a step in the right direction, I think.
Yeah.
So, anything else about the gunsmith?
Not about the gunsmith, no.
Alright. So, we covered new modes, old modes, maps, and gunsmiths. Mm-hmm. And we touched upon the campaign a bit. Is there anything you want to say without spoilers?
I do want to talk about the new perk system.
Yeah, that's a definite,
Yeah, because everyone knows how the perk system works, and there was a bunch of variety in terms of the perk system. For example, we had the standard perk system where it's like you have 3 perks and you can only have 1 perk, or you have a wild card that allows you to have 2 of perks of the same category. Which has been like that throughout almost every Call of Duty in existence. But then they changed it for Modern Warfare 3, where you had an offensive perks and care packages, but then you also had defense perks and care packages. So it was more like you had overkill, scavenger, or battle hardened as an offensive package, and then you had cold-blooded, ghost, and then second chance as a defensive perk for Modern Warfare 3. In Modern Warfare 2, you actually have to earn your perks.
Yes.
So it's like you start out with 2 basic perks, and then you have 2 more perks that you have to earn throughout the game. Which let's take let's take Scavenger and Lightweight as your 2 base perks. Then that's going to build off, of another perk that you're going to earn throughout the game. Like, say, let's see, Scavenger and Lightweight. Let's say Cold-Blooded, for example. And then it's you have to earn that perk, and then that's going to give you your ultimate perk, like, say, Hardline, which is it takes less score or kills to get you to give you your care package. I personally think that this new perk system is not great because the fact that you have to earn your perks rather than you instantly get them like you do in every other Call of Duty in existence. It's and when you earn your ultimate perks, you're pretty much more than halfway done through the game. So it's like you're barely going to be able to use your perks.
Do they give? Did they change anything else for like people who? Like are they're not as good as the other people. No, I think that's because isn't that why they did give you a few perks to start off with originally for those people that are not as good as the other people?
It's not exactly like that because you can still customize your perks, and you can set them as a class. Mm-hmm. So it's like how you customize your weapon with an assault rifle, a pistol, and grenades and all of that. It works the same way with perks now.
You just have to earn them.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, for the players that are just actually better question. Do you think that okay? So I've always thought. That's why you started off with a few perks. Mm-hmm. Is because for those players who are not good, so it's harder for them to climb the ladder, if you will. At least they get some perks. Do you believe that that's the case?
No, I don't think that's it.
Okay, so they got a fair shake, is what you're saying.
Yes, they do have a fair shake. But the way that they're doing it, at least this is me. I think it's flawed. I feel like this new perk system is flawed, and they need to revert back to us instantly having our perks at the start of the game.
Okay, so yeah. There's other reasons, is what you're pointing out. Yeah. Not the reason I was thinking.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that'll change when the final game comes out?
Honestly, I don't know because this is something completely new that they're trying out. Like, this is the first time that you can actually set your perks as a class. I honestly don't know if they're gonna keep it or if they're gonna update it so they can go back to the original system. I feel like they are going to experiment with it a little bit more. Mm-hmm. I mean, I feel like with the bigger game modes, it could work, but if it's for short, fast paced modes like team deathmatch or grind or capture the flag, I feel like the system is not going to work.
Have they added something to go along with that? Maybe. I don't know. I'm guessing if they're going to take it away, do you think... My first thought is like, maybe they're adding something to kind of correlate with perks. Something new. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously, we would know if they did it with the beta, but do you think they're going to do it the later game?
I'm gonna go on a limb and say no.
Okay. Because I couldn't think of that. I'm with you because I'm like, I can't think of what they would do. Mm-hmm. Maybe equipment besides your guns.
Yeah.
And grenades and stuff like that, or your usual equipment, maybe you get a little something extra that helps besides perk equipment, perk stuff, that are smaller, maybe. I don't know. We see that there's a lot of problems that comes with that.
Yeah.
So I don't... Hopefully they'll adapt.
Mm-hmm.
Adapt to that. Do you think it'll be, by the time they do you think it'll be within this Modern Warfare 2, or do you think they'll adapt by the next game?
If anything, they might be able to adapt by the next game.
Okay. Yeah. Damn. Is there anything else about the perks? Because I'm sure you got some by now. Do you like them?
The perks were pretty much the same, as always. There were no addition. There were no brand new perks. There were no old perks taken away. They were pretty much the same.
Okay. Were they same powered?
Yeah.
Okay. So they're not like, oh, you have to earn them, but they're now more powerful.
No.
Okay. Damn, that's a weird decision. I gotta admit. Like, I'm trying to think of, like, why. Like, try to, devil's advocate here.
Yeah.
I can't. This is me coming from the outside who hasn't played the beta.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still fun.
Yeah.
So that's what matters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they'll learn, hopefully, by the next game.
Yeah.
But till then, you just have to focus on having fun.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on that mosh pit. Or prisoners. I like the idea. I like the name Marsh. I know they had it. You said it. They had it before. You go to a concert.
Yeah.
You go to the mosh pit. So I kind of like the name. I know what they mean. I know it's different, but it's like that's where my mind goes. So. But anyway, so perks. Oh, any last words on that?
No, not much on perks.
Okay, so moving on. It's like sounds like there was something else too.
Yes, we actually did. So before I actually move on to equipment like grenades and stuff like that, our special skill, so to speak, I forgot what it was. What it's called. We actually got two, actually not new ones, but it's a brand new system how you can actually get two of this, two special skills in one. So take dead silence and stopping power for example. You can go you can go ahead and put those two together, and you can transfer them in between game. So you can so you can have so imagine your D-pad, and your left D-pad button could give you deployable cover, or and then your right D-pad can give you dead silence, or a another special skill such as a heartbeat sensor or something. That's pretty much what it's for.
Nice.
Yeah, it's gives the players a much better well, I wouldn't say better. It's actually a much more challenging play style, because especially when you're in competitive, you can switch it up on players and not know about it.
Have it on the fly also.
Yeah.
That's great, honestly.
Yeah.
Instead of having to switch it up every time you go, because sometimes you're with your friends, you don't want to go. You want to go straight to the next match.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, right on.
Yeah. The same can be said for grenades too, because we actually got two brand new lethal attachments, or actually one brand new lethal attachment. The other one is actually a callback. So in Black Ops 2, we actually had a lethal attachment known as a shock charge, where it's pretty much a grenade that goes ahead and shocks the enemy player. And that one actually made it back into from that game to Modern Warfare 2. It was weird to see they added a Treyarch weapon into an Infinity Ward game. It's
yeah, that is kind of weird.
But it works. It actually works. And say the back issue of it is that you actually, if you're within the field of where you threw it, you end up shocking yourself. And
that's awesome.
And not only do you shock...
You gotta be more careful, more strategic, right?
Yeah. And not only will you shock yourself, it actually automatically shoots your weapon. So if you're gonna...
shit. Really?
Yeah. So if you shoot your weapon and if you see yourself shooting and you're not pulling the trigger, it's the shock charge.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Oh, that's hot. I like that.
Yeah.
Attention to detail. Like, because I imagine that would happen in real life.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, like you would, because you would start, and your trigger finger would pull, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would. I'd be like clenching up, like, oh,
Yeah.
I mean, it would be like another thing if you like didn't have it equipped. And it just went off on your belt. That's different, right? So, yeah. But if you had it in your hand, you're, like, aiming it, and it went off, and just, like, yeah. Just how the body works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the last new lethal we got was actually a drill charge. So what that is, that if you've played Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, they actually have that on there. It's basically a charge that you set on a wall, and then it actually drills a hole in where you planted it, and it shoots a grenade. So
yes.
So
sorry, I got excited.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So let's say, for example, okay, say that you're on the first floor, and and our table right here is the second floor. The person beneath us will actually throw the charge underneath the table that's being the second floor, and then a grenade would shoot up onto the second floor, and then
snap.
Boom,
dude. Yes, right here. Oh my god. Okay, I gotta ask: this is new? This is
this is brand new.
Oh man,
I've used it once or twice myself. It's hard to tell when you don't know where the enemy is. My strategy for all of those that did play the beta, if you picked this up already, or for anyone who is planning on picking up Modern Warfare 2. My strategy for using the drill charge is to make sure you have the tracker perk on, or make sure you always have a UAV on. Mm-hmm. And then if you see an enemy that is actually nearby, you would use the drill charge at that moment.
Question: if your teammate
mm-hmm.
has one of those too,
mm-hmm.
can you work with them to get it right?
Yes.
Okay. Could you... Better question. Can you see what they see?
If you have a UAV,
mm-hmm.
Yes. But if you're using the tracker perk, no.
Okay. But they can tell you?
Yes.
Okay. Right on. That's awesome. It also encourages teamwork.
Yeah.
Amen. I love it. Oh, that's so cool. I love it. I like the idea. Now, I guess the question for you is it easy or hard to implement?
I'm gonna say it's hard to implement because you have to know exactly where the enemy is. The drill charge will reach a certain distance. It actually has a much shorter blast radius than the average grenade. So you do have to time it right and make sure that the enemy is within the blast radius to make sure that you get the kill.
Besides, like, just using it, is it like difficult to like implement when you got like all this like, or is it like slick, like boom boom, two button done, or is it like you have to like do it in a certain way?
No, I'm gonna say it's like slick.
Nice.
Like it has to involve timing. If people are shooting at you, like you could still plant the grenade and then get an afterlife kill.
So you could do it like subconsciously.
Yeah.
Amen. That's what I'm talking about. Although you still have to plan out the tracking and that part, I imagine, is the hard part.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember, but it's like there was implementing this, like, what was it? I forget which Call of Duty it was, but it was like, I think it was like a perk, and it was like the drone or something like that, and I got it. I got excited because I finally got it. I unlocked it. It was like the first time I unlocked it and I started using it. It's just like, and I got shot down. I didn't even get to use it. But it turns out it's like that was like, it was hard to use because people knew by then that,
Yeah.
So like, it's like, I guess that's why I asked if it'll be like easy to implement, just to like, get in there, put it down, boom, boom, you know, and whereas, yeah, so that's good. Of course, that once again, I don't play as much. So I probably not doing it right. I can see that, right? You know? You're like, Chris, the finger goes on the other side. I'm kidding. I'm not that bad. No. I get around. Anyways, so okay. Is there anything else on those specials and stuff?
No, that pretty much covered that part.
Okay. Now, does it? My question, because it might be a nice segue into what you were going to talk about next, was can you like do a special and then like implement it with like a grenade or something like that? Work it together.
That depends on, I guess you say, on the type of equipment that you're using.
I imagine like a flash grenade would be preferable to blind them as you implement that stuff.
Yes, that could work. Yes.
So, what else? Well, for what you use those for, you want to tell me more about those? The grenades, flashbangs, and stuff like that.
Usually the flashbangs are really for fast-paced modes. I always make sure I either have those or stun grenades handy because you always have to like throw them to a corner and make sure it ricochets from wall to wall. So if an enemy is coming, you would know exactly. Not know exactly. They would be blinded or stunned, and then you would get the drop on them easy.
Yeah. That's awesome, sir. As I said, you got boom. You got to implement it right. Yeah, to get it right. Yeah. So, but okay. So, in the beta, did they introduce anything new as far as equipment, grenades, whatever?
That's we actually covered that already.
Well, yeah, but like, kind of like just rounding up, closing it, kind of that subject.
Oh, actually, that pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
No, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure that I got it all. Yeah. I didn't play the beta, obviously.
Yeah.
Figure I'd make sure I get everything, so.